watching Startup Central with me, Nayantara, working from home. This is the only show of its kind on startups, innovation, technology, disruption. If it falls under the gambit of the new economy, it's here every weekday at 6 p.m. on ET Now. What we've seen is a big merger being announced for the gaming world. So let's just take you through that first and what has happened. The global tournament organizers, ESL and DreamHack, have merged their operations into a single entity under the name of ESL Gaming. The mega merger will be led by the co-CEOs of the two firms. The companies and the leadership structures have decided to merge, but the brands will continue to operate as they have. So DreamHack festivals will remain under DreamHack name, and the same will be the case as far as ESL goes. Now these, ladies and gentlemen, as all of you would know, all you gamers would know, and those who love gaming and the gaming world would know, these are seriously big brands that we're really talking about. You're seeing this big deal also take place during COVID-19, and I'm going to be discussing this and more now with Dom Tait, the practice leader for games at Omdia, joining us all the way from London. Dom, thanks so much for being a part of this show. Tell our viewers, why is this particular merger so important for the gaming world and the gaming enthusiasts?
Of course, yeah. So let's give some market context to this. So this is a global esports industry valued by Omdia at $1.4 billion in 2020, and it's forecast to reach $2.6 billion in 2025. So that's growth coming in at nearly 14% per year across the likes of sponsorship, media rights, streaming advertising, and ticket sales. And as you say, DreamHack and ESL were already strong global market leaders in the organisation of esports events. Now, esports, increasingly unfairly, has a reputation for being something of a wild west for investors. And investors have responded to that by placing their faith in the most prominent companies with the strongest reputations. And ESL in particular has been a major beneficiary here. So it has a large number of major partnership deals, the likes of major telecoms companies worldwide, fast-moving consumer goods companies, tech companies. In August 2020 alone, it announced deals with a German beer company, a Brazilian entertainment company, two betting companies from the UK and Ireland, and the gaming hardware and peripherals company Reichert. So absolutely a major entity. Now let's add in DreamHack. That's got a slightly different focus. I mean, yes, it organises kind of very highly thought of esports events, but at those same events, it offers a lot more than just that. So to take the example of last year's DreamHack event in Delhi in December, I mean, yes, the CSGO tournament there was a major attraction, but it was also offering things like cosplay and stand-up comedy and a place to stream your own games and various other attractions. And I think the key to this deal, and I wanted to zero in on it, is a line in ESL's press release about the merger, and it says, "For our fans, it means we'll offer one of the most expansive esports and gaming lifestyle portfolios available." So that, I think, is the key in terms of how the future of esports and gaming events will be impacted. Esports is part of a much wider trend for younger demographics to watch and interact with games content, and an esports focus as an investment strategy should just be part of a far broader range of options for gaming content. Examples of this, in the Fortnite game world, you now have more than 12 million people watching the rapper Travis Scott perform a single gig, or you have film trailers or even an entire film screen there. You have gaming celebrities like Ninja or India's Dynamo, who have millions of subscribers, eager to watch their content. You even have streamers who curate their own game stores and promote them to their followers. And then perhaps most notably, and most related to this deal, in December 2019 on the game streaming platform Twitch, its top channel was for the first time not a game, it was the Just Chatting channel, which hopefully is kind of self-explanatory. It only created in late 2018, but it had 81 million hours of engagement that month with people just wanting to chat. And those figures have increased since then. So these examples all demonstrate the kind of broader appetite of gamers. I mean, this is a demographic that can and should be offered far more than simply video games themselves. And this merger between ESL and DreamHack strongly suggests that these two companies are keenly aware of that, and that the future of esports events will incorporate these wider entertainment experiences.
So then can you tell me that what this merger will mean, if anything at all, for Call of Duty, FIFA, or Epic Games Fortnite?
Yeah, I mean, it will just mean kind of more support for them, really. This is just now, a larger company to to look at bringing tournaments to places that it hadn't previously brought them. So it probably involves kind of more scope being made available for games, and games that haven't really begun their esports journey taking off as well. So yeah, there'll be more support for the ones you know, and perhaps some new games coming along soon.
So what about the future of big offline tournaments versus the online tournaments?
Yeah, well, I mean, that question is inextricably tied to COVID. You know, COVID has forced more or less a cessation of offline, you know, live event tournaments in 2020. Now, you know, that's been disastrous for the sports industry, which, you know, had nowhere to go. Esports wasn't quite so unfortunate. It was able to go online, but this is still a kind of a major issue for them. So in the long term, in a post-COVID world, you know, it's going to be, you know, a really positive development for major esports events, and we're going to see so many more kind of innovations and entertainment options being made available at them. Particularly if, you know, the DreamHack ethos is wedded to ESL's kind of tournament organizing might.
So while DreamHack and ESL may continue with their separate brand name, there is a merger, right? So synergies you have pointed out to us. But would that also therefore mean bigger, better events for the gaming enthusiasts, and obviously a chance to grab more eyeballs?
Yeah, it ought to. I mean, as you point out, you know, these two companies had a shared ownership in Modern Times Group since 2015, but they operated more or less independently for most of the ensuing few years. And then, you know, things ramped up when they combined this year on the ESL Pro Tour, which took in tournaments from both ESL and DreamHack. And then in April 2020, they also struck a deal with Twitch, where Twitch took exclusive English language rights to stream major competitions from both companies for the next 2 years, 2021 and 2022. So, you know, collaboration has ramped up this year, and it leads ultimately to the news of this merger. And yeah, I mean, the natural expectation from this is, you know, more resource to be able to put into organizing events worldwide.
You know, I'm going to make this my final question to you. Microsoft's Satya Nadella, the last time he was in India, he was in conversation with India's richest industrialist, Mukesh Ambani of Reliance Industries, where we did hear Mr. Ambani saying that gaming, esports, all of it is perhaps going to one day be bigger than Bollywood and e-commerce. You're from London, so I know you understand Bollywood. So, you know, that's the kind of massive opportunity that we're talking about. Do you see DreamHack, ESL coming to one of the world's largest markets, planning bigger things?
Yeah, I think, you know, it's a really good question. You know, you can broaden out that question to look at gaming in Southeast Asia in general. And like, even aside from this merger, South and Southeast Asia is a really major focus at the moment for all aspects of gaming, from both kind of local companies to international ones. And that's due to fundamental reasons like a large population, like growth, like appealing demographics, and rapidly growing connectivity. So you take cloud and subscription gaming, that now has the internet quality required and the will of various major players behind it. And that's providing a blueprint for bringing premium gaming to areas not yet served by consoles, such as South and Southeast Asia. The advent of the smartphone, that just turned millions of consumers who hadn't previously considered themselves gamers into just that. And with the advent of 5G, due to hasten in ever more impressive mobile gaming experiences, that will have piqued the interest of major global players like Microsoft, like Google, like Amazon. So Omdia has tracked 52 cloud gaming partnerships in Asia Pacific so far, including Microsoft's to bring its xCloud gaming service to Reliance Jio. And then just as surely, and in fact to a point more advanced in Southeast Asia than many other areas, we're seeing the reclassification of anybody with a smartphone into an esports player taking place. You know, mobile esports is bigger in India or Indonesia than it is in Western Europe and North America, where consoles and PCs hold sway. So Southeast Asia is a growth area across the board, and essentially a relatively fresh and new demographic for games and esports companies. Both ESL and DreamHack have already operated in the region, and with this merger, they can position themselves very well as the best placed company to expand esports there and to partner with to expand esports there. I mean, there weren't shorter partnerships in the first place, but I would say they can certainly expect more in this region.
Dom, I'd like to thank you for taking the time out to join us here all the way from London with your views on this big merger for esports and gaming at large.
Thanks very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short commercial break, but don't press that button. Are you stuck at work like us, stuck at home like us, and not able to get out over the long weekend? There's still time for you to plan and get away. Stay tuned to find out what all you can do.